"Don't be afraid," he said in a voice smooth like flowing water. Dora should have run. Every child in a coma knew the stories about sea people. They were dangerous. They stole humans and took them to the deep waters. But this seaman didn't look dangerous. He looked lonely. "What's your name?" she asked. "Kofi," he said. "What are you doing here so late?" "Drawing." Dora showed him her book. "And you?" Kofi laughed. "Swimming. It's what I do best." That was how their friendship started. Every night, Dora would sneak to the shore. Every night, Kofi would be waiting. He told her about life under the water, cities made of coral, fish that sang, and gardens of sea flowers. She told him about a life on land, markets full of colors, children playing games, and the way rain smelled. "I wish I could walk on land," Kofi said one night. "I wish I could swim in the deep sea," Dora replied. They were falling in love, but they both knew it was impossible. Meanwhile, the village had problems. The rains didn't come that season. The river got lower every day. People were worried about their crops and their animals. "This is not natural," said the village chief. "Someone has angered the water spirits." Kwame stood up in the village meeting. "Father, I think it's the sea people. They're stealing our water and taking it to the ocean." The chief nodded. "You may be right, my son. We must hunt them before they destroy us all." Dora's blood turned cold. That night, she ran to the shore faster than ever before. "Kofi, you have to leave. Now." But Kofi had news too. "Dora, my people say the same thing about your village. They think humans are poisoning the water that flows to the sea." "But that's crazy," Dora said. "Both sides are crazy," Kofi replied. "But crazy people do dangerous things." They were right. The next day, Kwame gathered 20 young men with spears and nets. "Tonight, we hunt sea monsters," he announced. Dora felt sick. She had to warn Kofi, but she also couldn't let her village people get hurt. What if Kofi's people really were dangerous? That evening, she had a plan. She would go to the shore early and tell Kofi to stay away. Then she would come back before the hunting party arrived. But when she got to the water, Kofi wasn't alone. An old merman with a long beard floated beside him. "This is my grandfather, Nana Kojo," Kofi said. The old merman looked at Dora with wise, tired eyes. "Child, do you know why the water is disappearing?" Dora shook her head. "Look upstream," Nana Kojo said. "Some greedy men built a wall across the river to keep water for themselves. It's not your village. It's not my people. It's 3 strangers who came from the big city." "But how do you know?" Dora asked. "Fish don't lie." The old merman smiled. "They swim everywhere and see everything." Suddenly they heard voices. Kwame and his men were coming down the path, carrying fire torches and sharp spears. "Hide!" Dora whispered to Kofi and his grandfather. But it was too late. The men saw the mermen in the water. "Sea monsters!" Kwame shouted. "Kill them!" "Wait!" Dora stood between the men and the water. "They are not monsters. They're trying to help us." "Dora, get away from there!" her father called out. He was with the hunting party too. "Listen to me!" Dora shouted. "The water problem isn't caused by sea people. It's caused by humans. Bad humans who built a wall upstream." "She is being charmed by the sea devils," Kwame said. "Step aside, Dora, or we'll think you're working with them." Kofi swam closer to the shore. "Please, let me speak." But one of the young men threw his spear. It missed Kofi by an inch and stuck in the sand. "Enough!" Nana Kojo's voice boomed like thunder. The old merman raised his hands, and suddenly the water around the shore began to glow with silver light. Small fish jumped out of the water. forming patterns in the air like dancing stars. Everyone stopped and stared. Humans, Nana Kojo said, we are not your enemies. Tomorrow, send your wisest people upstream. Follow the river for half a day. You will find what you're looking for. Then he and Kofi disappeared under the water, and the magical lights went out. The men stood in silence. Finally, the chief spoke. Perhaps we should listen. The next morning, the chief, the village elder, and 3 other wise people went upstream. They found exactly what Nana Kojo had said. 3 city men had built a dam to fill their own private pools, while villages downstream suffered. When the village people destroyed the dam, water flowed freely again. That evening, Dora sat by the shore alone. She wondered if she would ever see Kofi again. Would his people forgive her village for the attack? Just as the sun was setting, Kofi's head popped up from the water. I thought you might never come back, Dora said. I thought you might not want me to, Kofi replied. They looked at each other across the impossible distance between water and land. We saved both our peoples, Dora said, but we still can't be together. Kofi swam closer. My grandfather told me something. He said love like ours is rare, like a pearl in the deep sea. Sometimes, the ocean gives special gifts to special loves. What do you mean? Kofi held up a small glowing shell. This is from the heart of the coral city. If you hold it and step into the water, you can breathe underwater for 1 hour each day. If I hold it on land, I can breathe air for 1 hour each day. Dora gasped. Really? But there's a condition, Kofi said. We can never tell anyone else about the shell, and we can only use it when both our peoples are at peace. From that day forward, Dora would spend 1 hour each evening in the underwater world with Kofi, and he would spend 1 hour each morning walking on land with her. They met in secret, but they met in joy. Dora never married Kwame. She told her father she wanted to serve the village as a water keeper, someone who watched over the river and the shore. The chief agreed, especially after she had helped solve the water crisis. Years passed. Dora and Kofi grew old together, 1 hour at a time. They had the strangest love story in all of Africa, but also the truest. And they say that on quiet nights, when the moon is full, you can still see them at the shore, an old woman sitting on the rocks, and an old merman floating nearby, sharing stories and laughter across the boundary between 2 worlds. Because love, real love, finds a way. That's our story for today. What did you think? Could you love someone from a completely different world? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing African tales. Until next time, keep believing in the magic of love. Dora's hands shook as she held the sharp fishing spear. Below the water, golden scales caught the moonlight. She had to choose right now. Save her village or save the one she loved. The merman's dark eyes looked up at her, trusting. He didn't know what was coming. Welcome to Our Tales. I'm so happy you're here for another amazing African story. If you love tales of magic, love, and impossible choices, please hit that subscribe button right now and tell me in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? I love hearing from all of you. Now, let's dive into our story. Dora lived in a Koma village where the river met the big sea. Every